Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You know how we do it here? We take something maybe you haven't thought that much about, and we get into it.
That's right. We try to find the hidden fascinations in the everyday.
Exactly. And today, we're talking rolling papers.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I know, right?
More than just little pieces of paper, you're saying.
Way more. By the end of this, you'll not only understand why people love rolling their own, but also why some folks consider it.
I'm intrigued. Let's roll with it.
It talks about creativity being a big advantage of rolling papers. Not just, getting the job done, but actually expressing yourself.
That's an angle I haven't considered before.
Right. And it even gives these wild examples, like rolling a tulip or a cross joint.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
Tulip joint. That's a thing.
Apparently. And you can't do that with those pre-rolled cones, can you?
Definitely not. Now I'm picturing it like, how do you even begin to shape a joint like a tulip?
Yeah, it's got to be some serious origami skills. And the cross joint, that sounds like some next level engineering.
It makes you realize that there's a real craftsmanship involved in those more elaborate shapes.
Totally. It's like beyond just rolling, it's about like understanding tension, balance, maybe even some physics thrown in there.
You know, it reminds me of those intricate pastry designs where every fold and layer has to be precise to achieve that final look.
Oh, perfect analogy. Also dives into the different sizes of rolling papers. Classic 114, the king size.
Right, the standard options. But I'm guessing there's more to it than just how much you can pack in.
You got it. Tailoring the experience.
That makes sense. I mean, think about it. A smaller paper burns differently than a larger one, affecting the draw, the flavor, even the way the smoke feels.
I never really considered that. So you're saying, like, king size, that's not just for sharing because it holds more. It's because the smoking experience itself is different.
Exactly. It can even be a social thing. Like king size, that's often seen as more for passing around, enjoying with friends, a communal experience.
That adds a whole nother layer to it, for sure. Practice makes perfect.
I was just thinking about that. All this talk about tulips and cross joints, it sounds pretty intimidating if you were like a rolling newbie.
Oh, tell me about it. Remember my first attempt? Disaster. I mean, it smoked eventually, but it looked like something a raccoon had attacked.
That's hilarious. But hey, we all start somewhere, right? It's like any skill. Playing an instrument, cooking, even coding. Those first tries are usually pretty rough.
So true. And it's through those fumbles that we learn that we get better.
Absolutely. Each time you roll, you're gaining experience, refining your technique, getting a better feel for the paper. Brands like Vibes, they often use thinner, more pliable papers. They're kind of like training wheels, more forgiving when you're still getting the hang of it.
That makes sense. So even if you're not rolling like a perfect cross joint on your first try with the right paper, you can still have a decent experience.
Exactly. And then as you practice, you can graduate to those trickier papers, the ones that require more finesse.
And when you finally nail that perfect roll, oh man, the feeling is amazing. Like you created something with your own hands.
Absolutely. It's a sense of accomplishment, transforming simple materials into something special, something you can enjoy.
It's almost like a little ritual.
And you're in control of every step of the process, from choosing the paper to packing it just right. That level of personalization, it's really unique.
So to everyone listening, I want to know, have you ever tried rolling your own? What were those early attempts like? Any epic fails?
And for those who are already rolling pros, what tips have you learned along the way? What makes that perfect roll for you?
We want to hear all about it. But before you share your stories, I want you to think about this. Maybe rolling your own, it's more than just, a way to smoke. Maybe it's about slowing down, connecting with the materials, having a mindful moment.
And maybe, just maybe, it's a reminder that even in the simplest things, there's room for artistry, skill, and a touch of personal expression.
That's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, folks. It's been a real eye-opener. We'll catch you on the next one.